Hey squad, you all already know what time it is. Welcome back to another power-packed, truth-telling, tea-spilling episode of Royal Sussex Squad, your number one home for setting the record straight, defending Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, and shining a big old spotlight on the double standards and twisted narratives coming out of the royal press machine. We are not here to play nice with the haters. We're here to celebrate truth, love, resilience, and justice. And if you're new here, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and join this global community of supporters who ride for Harry and Meghan with no apologies. We speak truth to power over here. And today, let me tell you, we've got a good one. So, Mike Tindall, Zara Tindall's husband, has announced he's releasing his second book. Yes, I said second. Not one, but two books now. This time, he's doing it with his podcast buddies, Alex Payne and James Haskell, the same trio from The Good, The Bad and The Rugby podcast. They've come together again for this new project called The Good, The Bad and The Rugby Unlocked. And they're hyping it up as bigger, bolder and more personal than ever. Sound familiar? Yeah, that more personal than ever bit sounds real familiar to those of us who remember what happened when Prince Harry released Spare. Remember that? The memoir that had the entire UK press establishment in a meltdown. The book that gave Harry a voice allowed him to share his journey, his pain, his truth on his terms. And boy, did the haters have a field day. They dragged him, they mocked him. They accused him of betrayal, of attention-seeking, of exploiting the royal family. They called him every name in the book. But now, it's different, right? Because it's Mike Tindall. Because he plays rugby. Because he's still friendly with the firm. Suddenly being personal is charming. Suddenly telling your story is brave. Oh, okay, so now it's cool, y'all. This is the hypocrisy we talk about all the time. The minute someone from the Windsor orbit, anyone but Harry and Meghan, decides to speak out, write a book, go on TV or monetize their platform, the British press claps like proud parents at a school recital. Oh, look at Mike! So vulnerable, so real, so authentic. But when Harry speaks his truth, the headlines go straight to whiny prince wants privacy but writes a book. The agenda is so transparent it's laughable. And let's talk about Mike Tindall for a second. He's not a working royal, he's not a senior royal. He married into the family, and he has every right to carve out his own lane. I'm not mad at that. Do your thing, Mike. Write your books, host your podcast, jump into whatever bag you can, but let's not pretend like this is revolutionary. Let's not act like Mike is doing something groundbreaking. Because the truth is, he's walking on a trail that Harry blazed. And don't you dare forget it. Spare was monumental. It was Harry, breaking generational cycles. It was a man who had been silenced for decades finally saying, no more. He told us about the trauma of losing his mother, about walking behind Diana's coffin in front of millions as a child. He shared the damage that silence caused him. He opened up about therapy, about serving in Afghanistan, about racism, about grief, about being gaslit and manipulated by Palace PR and their media cronies. And for that they wanted to crucify him. Meanwhile, Mike is writing about raw, real, ridiculous rugby stories. And again, that's fine. But let's not ignore how the media reacts differently when someone inside the royal bubble does it versus someone who dared to leave that bubble and live on their own terms. See, Mike can spill all the tea from his locker room days. He can go on, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, and sleep in a hammock eating bugs for ratings, and the press will call it good fun. They'll say he's relatable, down to earth. But Meghan wore nail polish that wasn't neutral, and the headlines screamed that she was breaking protocol. Meghan closed a car door by herself, and suddenly it was Meghan snubs royal staff. You see the pattern. This isn't just hypocrisy, it's an agenda. The royal press has made it crystal clear. They're not mad about the act. They're mad about who's doing it. When Harry and Meghan do it, they clutch their pearls. When the others do it, they break out the party balloons. And don't even get me started on the whole profiting off the royal brand nonsense. Mike is literally publishing a book while being married to the king's niece. His royal connection is part of his public image, period, but they're not accusing him of selling out. They're not saying he's using his title. But when Harry and Meghan, who literally gave up their royal duties, gave up public funding and moved across the world to become financially independent, when they work with Netflix or write a book or launch a podcast. Suddenly, it's the end of the monarchy. Where's that energy for the rest of them? Where's that concern about damaging the institution? when Mike or Fergie or even scandal-ridden Andrew starts a new hustle. Oh, but you'll only reserve that judgment for Harry and Meghan. Got it, say less. Let me remind everyone. Harry and Meghan didn't leave the royal family to sit on a beach and be quiet. They left because they were being abused. They left because the system tried to chew them up and spit them out. And even after they left, the abuse didn't stop. The media has tried to destroy their reputations, strip away their humanity, and twist every move they make. But guess what? They're still here, still rising, still thriving, still building something beautiful in spite of it all. So Mike can write his books. Good for him, but let's keep it all the way real. If Spare had never happened, this whole authentic vulnerability lane probably wouldn't even be open like this. Harry made it okay for men, especially men in the royal orbit, to be open about mental health, grief and trauma. He normalised that. And yet he gets no credit. In fact, he gets vilified for it. And now folks like Mike can take the same path and get praised. And here's another thing that bothers me. Why is it that Harry is always being told to reconcile, to forgive, to come back into the fold, when no one in that family has publicly owned up to the abuse he and Meghan faced? Where's the accountability? Where's the apology? They want peace without truth. They want reconciliation without responsibility, and that's not going to happen. Harry and Meghan are doing just fine. They're raising two beautiful children, serving communities, producing meaningful content, and showing the world that they can thrive without the Crown's permission. They didn't need the firm to define them. And that's what really scares the establishment. And that, squad, is why we will never stop defending them. That's why we ride hard for them, because the truth matters, because love matters, because choosing yourself and protecting your peace shouldn't come with a smear campaign. Now, if you've been feeling this breakdown and you're ready to keep standing in truth with us, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Join this global community of supporters who aren't afraid to call out the lies and lift up the voices that deserve to be heard. Drop a comment and let us know how you feel about this whole Mike Tindall book situation. Do you see the double standard? Because we sure do. And listen, if you want to go a step further and support the channel, hit that super thanks button. Your donations help keep Royal Sussex Squad going strong so we can keep bringing you real talk, real truth, and real receipts every single time. Mike Tindall follows in Prince Harry's footsteps with book announcement. Zara Tindall's husband has revealed he's written a second book. Mike Tindall has followed in Prince Harry's footsteps with a book announcement. Zara Tindall's husband has revealed he's written a second book with his podcast co-hosts Alex Payne and James Haskell. The trio, who present The Good, the Bad and the Rugby podcast, announced the news on social media earlier today. Their new book, titled The Good, the Bad and the Rugby Unlocked, follows the success of their first publication, Unleashed, which was released last year. Mike Tindall follows in Prince Harry's footsteps with book announcement.pa. Mike, 46, is following in his wife's cousin's footsteps after the Duke of Sussex, 40, released a tell-all memoir in 2023 titled Spare. The former rugby player's announcement promised the new book will be bigger, bolder, more personal than ever. The book draws on nearly 60 years of combined rugby experience between the three authors. According to the announcement, the book will reveal the personal, the vulnerable and the downright absurd from their rugby careers. The authors promise to share raw, real and ridiculous rugby stories laid bare. The book's description indicates it will cover the highs, the heartbreaks, the hangovers and focus on previously untold stories. It promises to detail the days you've never heard about, the games that mean the most to them and the dramas they'd almost forgotten. The book will be released on November 6th and is currently available for pre-order. The hardcover edition is priced at £22, whilst the digital Kindle version costs £14.99. In their social media announcement, the authors urged fans to pre-order now via the link in bio and get ready to go deeper into the world of rugby than ever before. This time it's personal. The book is available for pre-order on Amazon and will span 288 pages in both hardcover and digital formats. We're not here for palace spin, we're here for justice, we're here for Harry, we're here for Meghan, and as long as they keep pushing forward, we'll be right here pushing with them. Thanks for tuning in, fam. Stay bold, stay beautiful, and always stay Royal Sussex Squad strong. We out?